Good evening and welcome. We're in White House tonight for Anthony Wayne's opening contest on BCSN. It's a lacrosse match between the Anthony Wayne Generals and the Bowling Green Bobcats. With Jim Pettis, I'm George Noski. Tonight's telecast we brought to you in high def, courtesy of Dave White Chevrolet. The place to go is Alexa Monroe. Dave White Chevrolet. And Jim, this is not only the home opener for Anthony Wayne, it's the first contest of the year for Ross Melgren's squad.
Yeah, and Ross has done a great job of rebuilding this program from square one. This is his second year, and things are looking up for the program. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, they finished 8-5 last year. That was the best record in school history.
Yeah, and Ross has done a great job. He was out at St. Southview for many years, and he's doing a great job rebuilding the program out here at Anthony Wayne.
Bowling Green's got 3 matches under their belt. They lost to Perrysburg last week, and then they had a tough battle against Ottawa Hills earlier this week.
Right. Bowling Green's in the same boat. They have a new head coach trying to turn things around. It takes a couple of years, but so far so good, I hear. So we'll see what happens tonight.
And we'll see when we come back right after this. All righty, we're back, just about ready to get this one underway as the face-off. Anthony Wayne has had a couple scrimmages, even though this is their first official match. An early turnover.
Well, it looks like Anthony Wayne, almost in the same boat as Bowling Green is this year. Last year they got a new coach, Ross Melgren from Sweden Southview. He's done a great job of turning the program around. And Bowling Green has a new coach with Bill Happel, who came from St. John's and trying to rebuild the program.
Yeah, we saw Bowling Green on Monday night. They had a tough matchup against Ottawa Hills. But they played Perrysburg very close early. First shot and a goal. So Ottawa Hills beat Bowling Green 14-0, and Anthony Wayne now with an early lead on the Bobcats. Connor Ludeman with the goal. Let's watch it one more time, Jim, and you can break it down for us.
Yeah, well, it's just good technique, good passing. The defense was not quite there set up and gave him an opportunity to put that ball in.
Connor Ludeman is one of the leading goal scorers coming in for Anthony Wayne. He's got 30 goals, or had 30 goals last year. He's one of the leading goal scorers returning.
1 minute helmet slash on number 8 for Bowling Green.
So a man-up opportunity now as they got a slashing penalty called against Bowling Green. That call was against the Bobcats' Max Clement.
Yeah, Bowling Green wants to just get possession here. Obviously, they're playing away from home, so they want to kind of step into this game minute by minute. Anthony Wayne has got the advantage now with the man up, and let's see what they can do.
Well, they put another one in very quickly. This is Connor Ludeman again, and he's off to a great start. It's 2-0, and we're not even 2 minutes in.
Right, and that man down really opened up that space for Connor. Again, a nice feed to Connor, and then it's one-on-one with the goalie who had point blank is difficult to stop. Did a good job.
Papers are flying everywhere. We're going to move inside at halftime because we're having a heck of a time. Got a lot of wind going on out here. Got a breeze a-blowing. Temperatures in the low 40s. Wind chills in the 30s. And we're trying to do our best with all the rosters, everything blowing around outside here. We'll run in at halftime and move things. But a good start for Anthony Wayne, if you will. It's 2-0 thanks to Connor Ludeman.
In lacrosse, especially with this type of weather, you want to get possession of the ball. But lacrosse generally is a possession sport, and Anthony Wayne seems to be taking over.
Battle for it, and it's taken there by Bradley Mott. And Anthony Wayne will set up his offense. Here they come. About a minute and a half gone by. Glad to have you along tonight on BCSN for our lacrosse coverage. Looking forward to another good match.
So Tad's going to find an excuse why we have to do everything that we're saying not to do.
Aliaganis with it now. They'll go behind the net and get it back and restart being very patient. That's Nick Daliaganis out there, number 29. Now they'll reinitiate Nathan Ariosi. Ariosi now back to Daliaganis. And now it's one of their leading goal scorers coming back. The leading goal scorer coming back. Oliver Neswick. But Bowling Green with the steal. And here they come down the near side. Jim, your impressions early on here. Anthony Wayne controlling. Bowling Green with a chance there, but they lose it before they could get it in.
Yeah, Bowling, you know what? Anthony Wayne's trying to play a possession style. They're trying to stretch out the defense, and which makes a lot of sense. It's cold out here. Get the players warmed up. Bowling Green played excellent defense there, and they have the ball now.
So see if the Bobcats can get something going. Jimmy Gavarone is their leading goal scorer returning. He's got 29 goals. Gavarone will take it behind the net. As I mentioned, the Bobcats played Perrysburg fairly tough as Gavarone loses it. It's taken out of there beautifully by Cooper Heck. And Heck will run it down the far side. In front again, a shot and deflected. Good save there by Jackson Hollister, who's in goal for the Bobcats.
Good pickup by Bowling Green. They're going to clear the ball well. Great opportunity to score with Anthony Wayne, but good defensive pressure and good goaltending.
So the Bobcats scoop up the loose ball behind the net. And here they come. Austin Chesser with it. He loses it. Scoop back up by Michael Golden. And a turnover, it'll be Anthony Wayne possession.
Anthony Wayne doing a good job of playing good home defense, making Bowling Green make some mistakes and getting the ball back.
Cooper Heck now, he'll back things out and they'll reset.
Very content to hold on to that ball and see if they can stretch out the defense.
Miles Leeds is in goal for Anthony Wayne. Jackson Hollister, as I mentioned, starting things out between the pipes for the Bobcats. And here come the Generals, and that shot goes wide. Good effort, but Cooper Heck couldn't convert, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, Cooper Heck just had too many people on him, but he drew the foul, so this is what Anthony Wayne wants. And I was watching before the game, their extra man up progression drills, and they're excellent on working the ball around. Let's see if they can do it on the field right now.
They'll get another chance right here on the man up. The power play, if you will, to borrow a hockey term.
And all you need in man up in lacrosse really is just a seam, maybe 5-6 inches to put that ball in the goal.
Wicky's shot goes wide. Bobcats have it. Try to get it up to midfield, but it's loose on the ground. Scooped up there by Connor Ludeman. And now taken away by Cooper Heck. So Heck will have it, and they'll reinitiate the offense. Still about 30 seconds left in this man-up penalty.
Working around on the man-up is so important. Got to stretch out the defense, look for that opening, especially on the man-up. And Anthony Wayne not able to do it. Good pressure by Bowling Green.
And Wiki has it now. Here comes Dalianis again. Ball loose on the ground. Boy, it's important, Jim, for Bowling Green to win those 50-50 balls if they're going to stay in this game.
Yeah, especially in the man-up. They got to get possession of that ball. But good defense, keeping Anthony Wayne honest.
The penalty has expired, and we're back to full strength, and here come the Bobcats.
Let's see if Bowling Green can get some flow here. Content to hold on to the ball, get some possession, get their breath back. Everybody's at full possession, so see how this works.
Patrick Rothweiler with it. Rothweiler now to Cam Nagel. Nagel scoop it up. Nagel being guarded closely by Jeremy Geekin. Gieskin. A chance here now. Sean Hauser. Jay Johnson in for Bowling Green as well, trying to work it behind the net, and they lose it out of bounds. It'll go back over to Anthony Wayne.
Good high pressure defense causing the turnover.
So let's see what the Anthony Wayne attack looks like here. They're already up 2-0. Just about ready to go into the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. Glad to have you along tonight on BCSN. There's Gieskin again battling for it. But the Bobcats trying to come out of there. Jeremy Kristoff still in the air. Kristoff, number 44, bats it around for the Bobcats. Still, nobody can claim it. And finally, the Generals come out of there with it. Alex Keckler. So here they come again, Jim.
Yeah, content to spread it out. Nothing really fancy right now. They're working the ball, trying to see what the defense is giving them. No real cutting. I think they're trying to just establish some good possession, see if they can go one-on-one. But right now, nothing's going on. They're just holding on to the ball, stretching out the defense, waiting for an offense to develop.
Well, that shows the sign, too, of a team that's played together for a while, a veteran team, a very well-coached team.
Right.
That they'll work their opportunities and take them when they get them, but they won't force anything.
Right.
They'll be very patient in Ross Melgren's offense. And that's what you're seeing here. So Gieskin with it for Anthony Wayne. He'll back it back out. And they'll reset. 2:45 to go in quarter number 1.
He's not an idiot. Like, he was asking a lot of questions that most new people don't, you know?
In front, ball scooped around. It goes back over the net. Battle for possession back there. And Bowling Green's going to come away with it.
Right.
Nice job by the Bobcats. Get to it first.
Anthony Wayne running a midi-style offense. They're really not using the whole field or behind the net, but that's what they want to do. They want to kind of keep the ball in front, see if they can get the shot, which is definitely a higher percentage in front of the goal, maybe 30, 40 yards in front.
And a penalty called. It'll be a turnover. It'll be Anthony Wayne possession here. Wiki. That one goes out.
Germany lost, I guess.
What have you seen here early on? First of all, for Anthony Wayne that you're impressed with, and then I'll ask you the same question for Bowling Green.
Well, you know, this is their first game of the year, and every time you start the season, there's really growing pains. You have a lot of practices indoors and some outdoors, so you really don't know what it's going to be like until you actually get out here and do it. So I'm not surprised you're getting a lot of growing pains and drop balls. This is standard stuff for the first game of the year. I think you'll see a different team on both teams after the half. You get a chance to shake out some of the nerves and play some lacrosse.
Sean Hauser picked up the loose ball for Bowling Green, so they'll get possession as we wind down the final minute and change here. Austin Chesser working the far side of the field. Good defense, though, for Anthony Wayne. Out there hounded him with the stick is Jason Kidd.
Yeah, keeping the defense, keeping the honest defensive play. It's making Bowling Green really work for any kind of offense.
And here comes Joe Chamberlain. Nice check there, right above the top of the circle. And the Bobcats come out of there with it. That was just a nice play defensively. That was the big guy, Darius Calhoun, out there.
And right now, I think this is a victory for Bowling Green. I mean, last year they had some real tough growing pains. I think they were 2-16. So to be down by 2 goals on a powerhouse team like Anthony Wayne, this is a victory. I think there's a market improvement, obviously, from last year.
Yeah, Anthony Wayne looks to be very good this year. They look to be just behind the St. Francis's and St. John's of the world. So
right.
That's saying something in its own right. That ball scooped up, and General's going to have to get a shot off here before time expires. Dalianos scores as time expires. Nick Dalianos with the goal. And Anthony Wayne leads it 2-0 as they don't allow the goal at the buzzer. We'll be right back. 2-0 our score. We'll take a look at that play when we return to Anthony Wayne. All right, our director, Chris, has told me we could take a look at that last play before time expired. I thought originally Dalianos got the shot off in time, but it was ruled no goal. And we'll take another look at it momentarily, Jim, and I'll let you kind of break it down for us. He got a good break on everybody and got in very tight. And it was really not a whole lot that Jackson Hollister could do with it.
Yeah, I think he had one cradle too many, and the clock ran out. If he would have cut it short, he could have had a nice shot on goal.
Yeah, so maybe just one tick to maybe a half second late, they're telling me, through the headset, or was that you saying that?
I think it was headset.
Okay. I can't tell out here with all the wind and everything. We're out in the elements tonight, folks.
This is
bare bones.
Old school
bare
broadcasting.
Bones. That's right. All right, so Dalianos will take the face-off for the Generals. He'll be going against Chris Graber for the Bobcats.
Yeah, possession is so important here now. Bowling Green can come up with a good possession. Maybe they can start to change some momentum. But I think that first quarter, you have to say it went to Anthony Wayne. They played some good, tough defense, and their offense was pretty dynamic. Although I think they're getting out some of the cobwebs. This is their first game of the year.
Here goes Dalianos again. Or check that. That's not Dalianos. That is Cooper Heck. 19. Dalianos is 29. First week of the season for the broadcasters, too.
Right. I got some cobwebs. I'm working them out.
Working them out. Okay.
Nobody's complaining.
If they do, you can always just blame it on me.
That's right.
Rick Noski told me to say that. Here comes the Generals on the attack one more time. That pass a little bit wide and scooped up by Graber. So Chris Graber has it. He's across midfield. Graber making a nice run down the far side. Michael Colden there as well for Bowling Green.
That was a high-risk feed. That went about 40 yards. It really works out if you can make that catch, but it's coming in pretty fast, difficult to catch. So
now Cooper Heck back the other way, and literally, Jim, the blink of an eye.
Right.
Shot by Heck. It was deflected off the stick of Jackson Hollister. Pretty good save by Hollister there.
A design play. He's looking basically, he can take that shot from 10, 15, 20 feet out with the velocity of his shooting. It's very tough to stop as a goaltender. So that was designed. Looks like there was a bunch of people out there ready to play, but it was really strictly an ISO play looking to put in a goal.
And Heck again on the attack. Gets it over to Gallianos. His shot is deflected by Hollister again. So a couple really nice really nice saves, I should say, in goal for Jackson Hollister. That ball is taken by Bradley Moten. Now in front, ball loose, scooped up. Connor Ludeman. Ludeman has both goals for those that are just joining us for Anthony Wayne. Nathan Arnosi now. Arnosi in front, Ludeman again, a shot and a goal. And Connor Ludeman now has a hat trick. It's 3-0 AW.
Yeah, AW is very, very dangerous on offense. They're very patient. They're not really looking to force anything, but boy, a lot of options on scoring.
Nathan Arnosi with the assist on the play. We'll take another look at it. But Ludeman got it right in front and skipped it right by Jackson Hollister.
Yeah, if you're Bowling Green, you need to get possession of this ball. Anthony Wayne's doing a good job of holding on to the ball on offense, and everybody's a threat. So time with the ball means goal for Anthony Wayne, so they need to get this face-off.
So important when you're on the road and you're down to a team that you're the underdog in to begin with, to win these face-offs and to get those possessions. And to win any kind of loose balls, any kind of ground balls, any kind of 50-50 balls, if you will. Backside push that time called, wasn't it? By
yeah, loose call push.
Loose call push, I should say, yeah. So the Bobcats have it here, Jim, and good drive in, and that shot is wide. Well, that's the first good look at it, if you will.
A lot of isolation on Bowling Green's offense. They're content to send somebody in and go one-on-one. It's pretty dangerous if you can hold on to the ball, but hard to score sometimes if you got 2 or 3 people on you, which you have right now.
Patrick Freeworth was the Bobcat that got the shot that time. That's scooped up by Bowling Green. It's Cam Nagel, so Nagel will re-initiate the offense here.
High pressure defense from Anthony Wayne.
Here comes Nagel. His shot skips high, and nice job in goal that time. As that went off the stick of Miles Leeds. Looked like it from our vantage point anyway, that Leeds got his stick on it. Is that what it looked like to you two, Jim?
It does.
Is that my eye? Is that
It
my
does.
eye played tricks on me?
No, it does. Taking a shot like that is like taking a shot in basketball where you get a lot of pressure. Even though the shot, gets off to a good start, that pressure does create problems in aiming and velocity. So maybe good for Bowling Green just to stretch it out, pass it around, maybe get a better shot.
And here they come again, and this one's blocked out in front. Patrick Rothweiler with that attempt.
Well, it's good they got possession. This is good, keeping it on Anthony Wayne's hand. It's only 3-2. Still could be a game. A lot of lacrosse left.
7:30 to go till we hit intermission. Bobcats on the attack. Nagel's shot, and that goes wide. That might have been a pass to Gavarone, who comes out of there with it. And his shot goes wide. Okay. So they're getting some decent looks. I know they're pressured looks, but at least there's some looks, if you will.
They are pressured. I think their philosophy is, keep throwing it, keep shooting the ball at the goal. Eventually one will go in.
Yeah, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
That's for certain. And back on the attack come the Generals. Looking for a crease, can't find anything, so they'll back it out. Braden Peterson has it. Now he'll flip it up top to Gavin Flores.
Good defensive pressure for Bowling Green. Trying to get this ball back.
Darius Calhoun, he played very well the other night against Ottawa Hills in a losing effort, did Calhoun. He's a tough player, tough defender, that's for certain.
And that pressure paid off. They got the ball back, which is exactly what Bowling Green wants. Looking to have a good clear.
They do clear it across midfield, and here they come. Down the far side, Austin Chesser working it in the middle. Gavalone, and his shot goes wide. So Gavarone's got a couple good looks, but that one just a little bit wide. Try to get it through on the near post side. And so they're getting some shots. They're, as you said, just a possession to go. Keep shooting, you're bound to score one. That one bounces as well. That might have been deflected in front. Hughes with the shot that time. And now here come the Generals. Ball lost on the ground as I say that. Alex Keckler gets the possession back. Now quickly to midfield. Gavin Flores with it. Flores on the attack. Ludeman will back things out. Get it to Flores, and they'll restart.
What was he doing?
Kind of a wild pass that time, an unforced error, if you will, Jim.
Yeah, big part of lacrosse. I think, again, this is the growing pains of the first game of the year, are these simple passes. But you have to remember, this is a stick in the ball, and there's very, very little room for error. So
they make it look so easy, folks. Get out there and try this sport. It is tough, let me tell you. Bobcats again with another opportunity, though, down in the general zone. They'll work it from behind the net. And that shot goes in and a goal. So Bowling Green gets on the board. L.J. Johnson for the Bobcats.
Did a good job. This is their Bowling Green offense. There isn't a whole lot to it. It's just more isolation, but it's deadly if you can pull it off, and that's exactly what happened. He had man on. All he needed about 6 or 7 inches above, ahead of his defender and take that shot, and he had a nice angle on the goal to put it in.
So L.J. Johnson puts the Bobcats on the board. They were held scoreless on Monday night. So Coaches and players and fans will be happy about that. And we've got a good one here, folks. 3-1 now the score. And you mentioned Bowling Green's just looked a lot better here in the second quarter, particularly the last 4 or 5 minutes of this period.
Yeah, they've got possession, and looks like their offense is settling down. So see if they can maintain it. Again, another crucial possession.
Kellen Russell.
And I hope that. I think they're kind of hopefully looking to get some momentum here. Good ball control.
That's 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, being on the road with a good 15-mile-per-hour wind. They want to hold on to the ball, stretch out that defense a little bit. Give their defense a break.
Another opportunity. This one's saved by Miles Leeds. Good look, though, from Jimmy Gavarone. Gavarone's their leading goal scorer. He had 29 goals last year. They struggled last year, as you mentioned, winning just two games, but Gavarone, he played well the entire time, and now ball loose in front, and Anthony Wayne comes out of there with it.
You got to give these kids credit, you know, having a losing season and only winning 2 games, and, you know, obviously losing 16. That's tough on morale, but it looks like they're back. They're competitive, playing some good lacrosse.
Luke Holman was cutting toward the near post that time, and they couldn't get it to him. It skips out, and the Bobcats have the possession. They'll get it to Hollister, and now they'll reset things. Hollister has played the entire first half in goal. We might see Noah Knights as well. On Monday night, Hollister played 2 quarters, and Noah Knights played 2 quarters. We'll see what Coach Happel wants to do tonight.
Yeah, getting the right goaltender in is a big part of the game. And the only way to do it, especially at the beginning part of the year, is give everybody half the game to see how they develop, see how they play. Obviously, playing in practice is one thing. Getting on the field is something else.
That shot deflected from in front, loose, and Anthony Wayne comes out there with it. Another good attempt, though, by the Bobcats. And running down the near side is Nick Dalianos. Dalianos showing his speed. He's across midfield. He's working it toward the Bowling Green zone. Ball in front, wide open shot and a goal. Luke Coleman. That time they hit him on the near post, and he puts it in.
Number 45, Luke Holman, assisted by.
So with 2:09 to go, it's now 4-1, Anthony Wayne. Four to 1 the scores. We welcome you back here to White House. Anthony Wayne on top of Bowling Green. Back with Jim Pettis, I'm Joe Rudnowski. Happy to have you along tonight on BCSN. On this very cold, windy, and chilly evening. But you can bet the Bobcats and the Generals aren't bothered by it out there. We've seen some pretty good lacrosse early on, aren't we, Jim?
Yeah, we are.
Here they come on the attack once again. Austin Chesser with it. Now they'll get it back to Cam Nagel. And here comes Jimmy Gavarone. Gavarone works their way in front, and that ball is deflected off the stick of Miles Leeds. Leeds was there. He got his stick down just in time to prevent the goal.
Yeah, really good effort by number 29 from Anthony Wayne. That's really tough to do. You got beat on the left wing and came back to redirect that and make a great check.
That's Nick Dalianos for the Generals, who you were referring to there, Jim. And that ball's loose and picked up by AW, and here they come.
As an attackman, to get that kind of check at that velocity, it does get your attention, especially in this weather. But Bowling Green seems to be weathering that.
Have you gone to Firehouse Subs yet, team?
The final 13 seconds will expire here. See if the Bobcats can get another good look, and they do. But a save by Miles Leeds. So Leeds was up to the challenge, and that'll do it. That's the final shot of the first half of play. We're at halftime in Anthony Wayne, where the Generals lead the Bobcats 4-1.
4, Bowling Green 1.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Cable System, is presented by Ballas Buick GMC, doing business with character. The Andersons, a store like no other. And by TAS Electronics.
Want to get back in shape without leaving your living room? BCSN and the YMCA and JCC of Greater Toledo are here to help with your shape up. Whether you're a beginner or advanced athlete, our trained fitness instructors will lead you in the latest cardio, strength training, Pilates, and yoga workouts. Get active with your shape up.
It's halftime at Anthony Wayne, where the Generals lead the Bobcats by the score of 4-1. Back with Jim Pettis, I'm Joe Rodnowski. Let's take a look at the first half highlights for you. And Anthony Wayne got out to a good lead here. Connor Ludeman on the attack. Very physical first half of play, but Ludeman would give the Anthony Wayne Generals their first goal, and there it is right in front.
Excellent play. They're really coming out strong. I think with this being the first game of the year, they kind of got some bugs out, but they're really playing aggressive, and really aggressive offensive play is showing up on the scoreboard.
Ludeman there with the 3 goals, and then E.J. Johnson for the Bobcats. Get Bowling Green on the board, so Bowling Green answers to make it 3-1, and then right before half, a nice play by Luke Holman. Right on the post, he would score for Anthony Wayne to make it 4-1. As you see the final attack, it'll be Nick Dalianos. Good teamwork, good ball movement, and there you see the finish by Luke Holman. There are your first half statistics. I'll let you take us through them, Jim.
Well, you know, I think that Bowling Green, especially the second quarter, really kind of pulled it together. They had more offensive control. They still really like that isolation offense control shot. Didn't pay off a whole lot in the first quarter, but they got a nice goal in the second, and see if they can build on that momentum.
All righty, we will be back with the third quarter when we return to Anthony Wayne. Stay with us, folks.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Cable System, is presented by PNC Bank for the achiever in you, and by Yark Automotive, just what you're looking for.
All right, the second half underway. Jim, I'll let you do the coaching here for Bowling Green. What'd you tell the Bobcats at halftime? They try to get back into this.
They did some really good stuff at the end of the second quarter. They had some good possession, good ground balls, and they started to create some offense. So I think they want to kind of key in on that. Kind of a rough start there.
I was just going to say that. You want to talk about the physicality of this? Both of these teams going at it.
Yeah, looks like they got re-energized at halftime. So let's see what happens.
We got re-energized as well because we got moved inside. So all that extraneous noise coming from the wind and our mics will not be present here in the third and fourth quarter. So I don't know if that's a good thing. Those at home are probably going, you know, I'd rather listen to wind than Rodnowski.
That's probably right.
But hey, now you're going to have to hear me for 24 minutes.
You're too hard on yourself here.
All righty, so AW picks it up. Aaron Ossie, who had a nice assist on that last goal, and he has an assist here as that shot is deflected. Cooper Heck got a pretty good look, though.
Yeah. You know, Anthony Wayne is just dangerous when they have the ball on offense. And they're just settling down on offense now. So right now, Bowling Green is looking to gain possession, what they did in the second half.
Aaron Ossie going after it, looking to pick it up. And finally, it is scooped up by Luke Holman. Body check out there. Look out. That was a tough play. I'll tell you what.
Looking to get rid of that ball. Yeah, he had some hot water.
That was Darius Calhoun out there in front and taken out of play, and that's going to be a high stick call. Cooper Heck got laid out. Right in the circle there.
Yeah, when your head's down the ground looking at the ball, you're not really looking to see who's in front of you, and you can really get laid out there. But Heck did a good job of taking that hit.
So a man-up opportunity for Anthony Wayne upcoming here at the 10-16 mark in the third quarter. unnecessary roughness. They're going to call a 2-minute penalty on that. So another man-up opportunity here for Anthony Wayne. Bobcats did a nice job of killing the power plays earlier.
Yes, they have. You know, and that's the decision you have to make, to play aggressive lacrosse and then just kind of watching that line between getting too many penalties. And you know, walking that line is always tough to do. You want to kind of make a statement, but it doesn't take much for it to get out of hand.
Ball picked off in midfield. Cooper Heck finally scoops it up. And Heck is on the attack here for Anthony Wayne. In front, beautiful pass and a goal. It was set up by Heck, and Ned Zwicky gets his first goal.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be called off.
They are going to call it off, you're right. It was waved off at the last second. And I'm not sure why.
I'm hearing in the booth that there was a timeout, but it had to be an Anthony Wayne timeout, because I'm not sure you can call a timeout as a defensive team without the ball.
You can't, so the Generals call an inopportune timeout. We'll take an opportunity to pay some bills and step aside here, 4-1 our score. Alrighty, we're back. Anthony Wayne on the attack here. So they take that goal off the board, as the Generals had indeed called a timeout. So still just 4-1, but penalty still under, and it's still man up for the Generals, and that shot was just deflected. Goodness gracious. Oliver Nedzwicki, and it stuck right in. Is that Noah Knights in there now? Knights is in at goal for the Bobcats, and boy, he took a hard shot.
Yeah, there's a space in between the lower part of that helmet and the chest protective gear that's pretty much exposed. So when that ball comes in at maybe 60 miles per hour, you know, I don't care who you are, that gets your attention.
Yeah, they've got the flap down there like you see in a catcher's mask, but watch this shot. Oh boy, that was unleashed. It was right there in that spot. The old Adam's apple, if you will. Boy, oh boy. Knight says he's okay, gives the thumbs up. He's a tough guy. Good to see.
You got to be a special breed of athlete to get in that goaltending spot, especially in lacrosse. Hockey, I mean, you're pretty much suited up, but lacrosse, to get the flexibility, they kind of go slim on any kind of protection.
You know,
so
I've
never
really understood that either, because I know they have, you know, what is it, 36 inches, the goals here in lacrosse.
Right.
But if I'm telling you, if I was in goal, I would have as much on as I possibly could.
Yeah, well, it's a trade-off. The more padding, the less flexible you are, the less quick you are. So that's what it is.
And it's Anthony Wayne possession here. The penalty has expired, so no, we still have time left in that penalty. My fault. Still an advantage here for Anthony Wayne. It was a 2-minute penalty for unnecessary roughness, 2 minutes as opposed to a 1 minute. So we'll have another 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, they want to get their attention. They want to, you know, obviously the refs want to set a tempo, keep the game honest.
Good patience here for the Generals.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty soon they'll have to put it in full gear here if they want to score with the man advantage. Dalianos scoops it up, and here comes Dalianos. Now Gieskin. I'm impressed with the patience. I said this in the first half, too. that these Generals have employed tonight. They're running Ross Melgren's offense to a T here, aren't they?
You see a lot of the similarities between the Southviews of the past and now the Anthony Wayne offense. Ross, who's the head coach at Anthony Wayne, took over 2 years ago. Really appreciates that possession-style offense.
Cooper Heck with the shot, and he's banged around by about 3 defenders. He got it in pretty tight, but he didn't have a great angle there. Took the shot anyway. Here's Dalianos now. Dalianos working his way in. Skipped in and tried to pass it to Cooper Heck, and Heck scoops it up behind the net.
Bowling Green doing a good job playing honest defense, not giving Anthony Wayne a whole lot of opportunity to score. But, you know, it's one of those things. You keep the ball on offense, the defense starts to get worn out, so we'll see what happens.
Aaron now. Aaron Ossie, who already has a couple assists tonight. That ball was loose, and it's picked up off the ground. Well, still.
That was definitely a missed call. Oh, no, he called it.
He got the call correct. Loose ball push will be the call, and it'll be Bobcats' possession. You see that on the face-off a lot.
Yeah, you did.
That loose ball push. We've had one of those tonight already.
You got the helmet, you got the visor. You don't have a lot of, you have peripheral vision, but it's blocked. So the rules really favor protection, so you don't get pushed from behind. And
just poor execution that time, unfortunately, for the Bobcats, as they couldn't scoop it up, and it's one of those unforced errors you hate to see. Sean Hauser's a very good player, the young sophomore. There you see him. He's done a great job for Bowling Green. But that was just one of those unforced errors you get from time to time. Ball still loose over the far side. Aaron Ossie scoops it up for the Generals, and here they come. Across midfield now comes Jason Kidd. Kidd running it down the far side.
Boy, a lost opportunity from Bowling Green. That was a great offensive momentum change. They really needed to give their defense a chance to cool down, to catch their breath. But now Anthony Wayne's back in it.
Yeah, you really hate to lose those when you're down on the road here by 3 if you're Bowling Green. You hate to lose those opportunities.
Down on the road with a 10-mile-per-hour breeze, with its 40 degrees out, which we can attest to because I'm losing my feeling in my toes here,
hey,
Joe. How are yours doing?
You're inside now. Okay. Flag on the play. So they will let the play go on here, not to take away any advantage that Anthony Wayne might get, and then they'll assess the penalty. And Cooper Heck is ridden there. We'll look for a cutter, and they'll go back behind to Dalianos now. Dalianos turns, and he loses it. And now they will blow the whistle.
Yeah, you heard it threading the needle there, but there was no needle to thread. They had covered up the crease real well, and there's really nowhere to go.
It's good defense by Bowling Green. Really was. A little bit different too out here at Anthony Wayne. They play on a natural grass surface, and we've seen a lot of turf. Many of the high schools and many of the lacrosse programs play on turf, so it's a little bit slower. Bounces just a little bit different off the natural grass than it does off the turf that we've seen. Yeah,
you don't think it makes a big difference, but I think it really does. I mean, I think every sport there's a change with natural to turf, but definitely a slower game. When you take a shot, it's harder for the goalies to stop because the undulation in the field creates a lot of movement when that ball comes in, so it's tougher to play goaltender on this natural grass.
Well, you practice on it. You know, you get the soccer team out here and the lacrosse teams out here, and all the different practices, and it gets chewed up too.
Yeah.
And you have little undulations, as you say, little nooks and crannies in the field, and that's what home field advantage, I guess, is all about. But it is a different surface, and it does play differently than what we've seen the first week and a half or so of the season. I think most of the lacrosse matches that we've televised have been on turf fields. And that shot goes in. Nick Dalianos scores his first goal, and it's 5-1 now. Anthony Wayne. Dalianos with a nice turning shot gives the Generals a 5-1 lead. We'll step aside and be back with more. You're watching high school lacrosse exclusively on the Buckeye Cable Sports Network. All right, we're back. Bobcats with the possession. 5-1 the score. Jack back with Jim Pettis. I'm Joe Rognoski. And see, the Bobcats can work their way back in, and they got a pretty good shot there. That one goes wide. Cam Nagel got a good look at it, though.
They had a real strong defensive effort to start the third quarter. They did a great job of rebuffing Anthony Wayne, and then they got the ball on offense and turned it over. Now, those guys are playing tough defense. It's hard to play consistently tough defense without getting tired. So it looks like Bowling Green really needs to hold on to this ball.
Rothweiler that time takes the shot, and that one's wide as well.
Yep. It's important to give their defense a chance to get their breath.
You know, we saw about midway through the second when the Bobcats scored their goal, we saw them have 3 or 4 really nice offensive possessions back to back to back, and you just kind of got a feel that they would get back in it. But to Anthony Wayne's credit, they put a couple goals on the board since then to extend that lead.
They did.
Kind of hold them at arm's length, if you will. And a nice save there by Miles Leeds. Leeds has been up to the challenge. Leeds is a sophomore, a very talented sophomore. And now Ludeman picks it up, and we know what Ludeman can do. He's already got a hat trick tonight with 3 goals. He'll get it back to Jeremy Gieskin. Now they'll reset with Cooper Heck. 2:35 to go in the third quarter. 5-1 our score. Opening night for Anthony Wayne here. The Generals' home opener, and so far it's been a good one. If you're an Anthony Wayne fan, they're up 5-1 on Bowling Green. With time running out here in quarter number 3.
Hey, if you're looking at time of possession, definitely Anthony Wayne has it. Obviously, it's 5-1. It's not lopsided, but they really have the advantage of holding on to the ball. That's making a difference on the scoreboard.
That's a perfect example of turf against natural grass. Like that ball would have come all the way out of bounds if they just were playing on the near side. It's almost like on this grass, it's like hitting a sand wedge on the green and just
right.
just
I've
sticks
seen
right
very
there.
good teams play really good lacrosse, and then, you know, obviously 6 games on a turf field, and then they'll play a game on a natural grass field, and they'll be like, what just happened? I mean, it's a completely different game.
Does one team have an advantage over another team? Obviously, the home team
Well,
is
the home
used
team,
to playing
yeah,
on grass.
for sure.
But when they get on turf, I guess it's, you know, completely different. How, as a coach, do you coach it? Do you?
Well, you have the team
compensate
show
for
up
that?
about an hour earlier than they normally do, and you do ground balls, and you do definitely drills to make sure that they get at least used to it. I mean, first, obviously picking up the ground ball, but also just getting used to running on the natural grass. Sometimes, I mean, it's raining, it's a softer field if it hasn't rained. So those are the nuances that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it really does add up.
Different shoes at times?
Different shoes, different cleats, you know, things you got to get grip, possession. I mean, the biggest thing with natural grass is it's really created a nice, even playing field, kind of taken some of that X factor out of the home field advantage. But yeah, it's something you have to coach through as a coach. If you're playing a natural grass field and you're normally used to artificial turf, you just got to coach through it.
I would be remiss if I didn't congratulate you on your victory over Southview last night. Of course, my broadcast partner today is the head coach of the Ottawa Hills girls. They defeated Southview 14-12, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot of girls lacrosse this year as well. I really am. It should be another really good season. A lot of teams competing.
A lot of teams competing, and it's a growing sport. We just added Central Catholic to the regiment of local teams, and just overall, it's great to have the girls compete. And with the field being fielding 12 girls, it's great that a lot of kids in high school can get that experience of playing inter-high school sports.
Well, you're not kidding. I certainly concur. Time runs out here in the third quarter. It's all Anthony Wayne tonight, folks. It's 5-1. We head to the fourth.
Girls can do what?
5-1 our score. Again, Anthony Wayne playing well tonight, but they really haven't been able to put a lot of distance between themselves and the Bobcats. The Bobcats are hanging in here tonight, Jim.
Got to hand it to the Bobcats. First quarter did not look good. Anthony Wayne had possession. They still had possession really throughout the whole game. But then they came back, played some solid, consistent defense, and they're kind of building some momentum. Now, if they could just hang on to the ball, win these faceoffs, see if they can get back in the game.
Yeah, that's the question. If they can win the faceoffs and get possession time back to where it's more evenly spread. The Bobcats do win that faceoff, so here they come. Calhoun, Darius Calhoun. But his pass is over the head of the intended target, big number 77. That's Bradley Monton out there who picks it up for Anthony Wayne. And here come the Generals now. So again, it's the, it's the stick skills, it's the passes, it's the, kind of rudimentary things that you learn and when you grow a program, and that's all part of the process, really.
Yeah, it is. And lacrosse is a little different from basketball and football, where you pick it up at 5, 6 years old. A lot of these kids are picking it up after they can't hit a curveball or maybe in junior high school. So,
ball in front in the goal by Oliver Nedzwicki. So Nedzwicki gets on the board. Cooper Heck with the assist, if you will, but Nedzwicki scores the goal.
Beautiful 60-mile-per-hour, 65-mile-per-hour shot. Right hip of the goaltender. Tough to stop.
Nedzwicki, excuse me, Jim, was the leading returning goal scorer for Anthony Wayne. He had over 40 goals last year. So
Bowling Green defense collapsed, gave him about 5 or 6 yards to wind up and take that rocket shot.
That was a rocket shot. You're not kidding. The pass was actually overthrown, and he was able to just kind of scoop it up, put it in. But here come the Bobcats right back, but look at the defense. Alex Keckler back there for Anthony Wayne with a flag on the play. Now they'll stop.
Back then the Steelers were
Slashing call is the minute penalty. It's going to go against Bowling Green Sean Hauser. So Hauser commits the penalty, so it'll be another opportunity here. A man-up opportunity for Anthony Wayne.
Getting a slash in this cold weather, that should be really 4-minute penalty, because that really does hurt.
Well, we were talking about the women's game, and the women's game's a lot different than the men's game. We'll be showcasing and highlighting a lot of women's lacrosse on BCSN this spring as well. And good stick skills here, nice ball movement. And that ball goes, right when I say that goes through Connor Ludeman and on out. But Anthony Wayne maintains possession. Here they come again. In front, an easy one. Oh, and it's blocked. Nice job by Knight to deny Nick Dalianos that time.
Yeah, excellent job by the goaltender. Very hard to stop a point-blank shot like that. Got to give that goaltender credit.
Noah Knights, the young junior. And here come the Bobcats right back with a shot and a goal. E.J. Johnson with his second goal of the game for Bowling Green, and it's 6-2.
Yeah, terrific ball possession by Anthony Wayne and great ball movement, but here's a perfect example of all you need to do is put that ball in the net with a great shot. Burned his defender, left-handed shot, which is tough to do.
So Johnson has 2. Now you've got to give Bowling Green a lot of credit. They're hanging tough tonight.
That really started with the goaltender's save. That was a tough point-blank shot. Came up with a big save, good transition ball, and good transition goal.
That's a great point, Jim. It really did. So many times it starts on defense, but this time you really saw the fruition of that tough defensive play by Knights in goal.
I think Anthony Wayne was shocked that it didn't go in.
I was shocked it didn't go in.
Yeah, they were on their heels, and that gave Bowling Green an opportunity to put it in.
But that's the kind of momentum a good play, it's just kind of like football. big defensive stop. Your offense is all hyped up. You get back on the field, and in this case, the transition offense, and they got down the other end.
Yeah, I think everybody was shocked that didn't go in.
Now a man-up chance because Nick Dalianos just got a slashing call against him. So a man-up chance for Bowling Green. I believe this is the first man-up they've had tonight.
Right.
That shot saved. Gavarone got a good look at it, but it was saved by Miles Leeds. Leeds has done a tremendous job.
Not sure if I understand the philosophy on that. You got to man up. You have an opportunity to have possession, give your defense a chance to cool down, and look for an open shot. But he took that shot right away. He must have saw something we didn't.
Holden now with it. As the Generals will play shorthanded for a little bit. Just kind of using some clock here, play and catch.
Trying to burn that penalty time.
And OC, I should say. He's just going to say, okay, I'm going to run this way. There we go. All right. Well, they're doing a good job of burning this penalty. Now here comes Cooper Heck. Heck working his way around. Now back out. That's the thing, too, when you have a lead like this, it doesn't force your hand at all.
No, it doesn't.
You can kind of control the pace. There's one in front. Taken out of there. Picked back up as Holden got buried by Michael Colden.
Yeah, Holden had the ball and looks like he had a lot of space to drive in and take that shot, but the defense really closed in. It's called closing the gap. Made a great job of closing the gap, but just took too much aggression on that shot. Created a penalty.
So Dalianos and the Generals go back on the attack here. Now they have a chance to score a quick one. That ball bounces over.
And what you're seeing there is classic Ross Melgren lacrosse coaching. Ross came from Sylvania. Actually coached Ross in high school, which is a little scary, but he really likes that quick ball movement. You can see it's seamless passing. Really hard to defend. And eventually a goal will come from it. But it's actually nice to see even if they don't score. It's pretty.
So Nedzwicki will back things back and restart. They'll continue to use clock here and be very methodical and very patient on the offensive end. Now he's ready, and here he comes. Nedzwicki's shot and the goal. So Oliver Nedzwicki, his second goal of the game, makes it 7-2. Anthony Wayne.
See a little fatigue on the Bowling Green defense.
And Nedzwicki capitalizes.
I think some of the fans, some people I knew.
Luke's ball is scooped up by Luke Holben. Now he loses it. So Holben had it, then he lost it. They'll continue to battle. Brett Griffin came out of there with it for the Bobcats.
Bowling Green's got to be thinking now we've got to get this ball on offense. We've got to get some balls in the goal. Time's ticking, 6:22 left. So they got to get more aggressive to see if they can get this game back. But right now, the clock is in Anthony Wayne's possession.
Here comes Gavarone working his way in, and he went to take the shot, and he loses it. And it's picked up by AW's Jason Kidd. But now a turnover back the other way. Brett Griffin working his way in. And Gavarone, his shot is deflected, and somehow that didn't go in. I don't know how that was from point-blank range, but Miles leads, denies once again. And now that ball's loose again. Gavarone battling for it. Still loose. Finally picked up by Joe Chamberlain. And they get it forward very quickly to Jeremy Gieskin. Now in front. Oh, a chance for Luke Holben, and he whiffed on it. The one-timer.
Yeah, that's almost like taking the ball all the way down the 1 yard line and not walking it in. They had everything going for him. Point-blank shot again, but just dropped it, which is going to happen.
Going to happen from time to time. Gavarone spins. Gavarone scores. Jimmy Gavarone makes it 7-3.
Got to give Gavarone credit. That's a lot of work. Relentless defensive pressure with that long stick. Still able to contain it and bring it in for the goal.
Well, Miles Leeds did everything he could there, but he couldn't make the save from right in front.
7-3 with 4 minutes, 54 seconds left. They get possession. This could be a game.
You're not kidding. You can score so quickly in this sport, and that's what makes it so exciting. You're never really out of it. So back to the faceoff. And that one is going to go back. To BG. So here we go. Jimmy, you just said you're never out of it. And with 4:42 to go, plenty of time. Cam Nagel working it along the far side. He loses it, but then scoops it right back up.
Anthony Wayne content not to play back-off defense. They're playing high-pressure defense.
Patrick Rothweiler now for the Bobcats. Here comes Rothweiler. His shot is deflected. I think big number 25, Jason Kidd, got his stick up and knocked that away. And now there'll be a battle for it right over there in front of the Bowling Green bench, and the Bobcats will scoop it up and restart. Cam Nagel. Now Gavarone, he's so dangerous. Jimmy Gavarone, he spins. Good defense, though, by Anthony Wayne. They're not going to let him get a shot off. They've seen that song and dance before, and Patrick Rothweiler's shot is saved by Miles Lee.
Yeah, 4v1. Not many people can score on that. But you will have to say that Bowling Green's offensive attack is coming from the attack. So getting it down to Gavarone is a good idea. You just can't.
Well, Arenosi just fed Oliver Nedzwicki, and Nedzwicki has a hat trick, his third goal, but that was set up on a beautiful pass by Nathan Arenosi. Let's take a look at it one more time, and Jim, take us to commercial break.
Yeah, you know, these are great quick passes. Gets the defense off center, opens up a shot and scores.
Final 3 minutes of our lacrosse match tonight. Anthony Wayne with an 8-3 lead as we welcome you back to White House, Ohio. This is the home opener for the Generals, and the Generals have possession. Galianos comes out a little bit.
Yeah, Bowling Green just trying to do too much. They're obviously down by 5 with time ticking, but they can't try to do too much. You got to work around, look for that open shot, not try to drive with 2 or 3 defenders on you.
So here they come again, Cooper Heck. Holman got a shot there, but it was deflected. I looked down at my roster. That play went so quickly. Here comes Calhoun now running open in the open field. He'll wind up and shoot, and Leeds is there to take it. That was a pretty good shot from Calhoun from what, about 20 yards out?
Yeah, and a defensive stick really gets some velocity on the ball, but the downfall is with the defensive stick, you lose accuracy. So you can tell they went right in the goalie's pocket. Nobody was fooled on that.
Darius Calhoun kind of kicking himself out there, realizing he had a chance. He probably could have gotten in a little tighter, but
right.
At this point, you've got to keep firing and keep firing and keep firing and hoping one of those goes in.
2-11.
All righty, so as you see, Sean Hauser will limp off there. Apple looks like he's going to be okay. Just maybe twisted an ankle. Looks like he's going to be just fine, though, walking under his own power there, not needing any help.
Yeah, Coach Apple having his team have his work cut out with him for him. Now, obviously, this team had won 2 games last year, so he's looking to kind of turn that around.
Well, he's a tremendous coach and a tremendous teacher of the fundamentals and techniques. You see some of his teams that he's coached in the past, and he's just does a tremendous job. And I'm sure he'll get Bowling Green up and running, and they'll be very competitive as the season goes on.
Looking good so far, but Anthony Wayne obviously looking better.
All right, so here come the Generals one more time. Cooper Heck, they can afford to use a little clock here. But look at Calhoun, Darius Calhoun out there, big number 96. He's bowling his way over everybody, saying this is my ball and I'm going to scoop it up. But not so fast as Connor Ludeman runs in there and says, all right, I'll take that. Thank you very little.
You have to wonder where the rest of the Bowling Green players are. Every time there's a ground ball, it seems like Anthony Wayne's got 4 players on the ball compared to 1 Bowling Green player.
Well, and again, that'll come with time.
Yeah.
But you're right. At least that's been the way it's been tonight. Final 60 seconds or so on the clock here. Holman's camping out over there, and he's got it. They found him. He was camping out on the far post, and Holman's over there saying, throw it to me, throw it to me, throw it to me, and they did. And Nick Galianos has an assist to Luke Holman, and the Generals have their 9th goal.
Real pretty passes, looking for the open player. A signature goal by the Ross Melgen coach team, so kudos to the Anthony Wayne Generals.
I saw Holman out of the corner of my eye break open. I thought, are they going to find him and get it to him? Because he was wide open on that far post, and really at that point, nothing Noah Knights could do.
Right. It's a sign of a fatiguing defense. Anthony Wayne's really played possession ball, giving the defense a run for their money.
So Colton McDonald has it. He wins the faceoff. And Luke Holman, as they'll work it around here, the final 40 seconds or so in this game.
Well, Anthony Wayne's looking good. This is their 2nd year with Ross Melgren as head coach. And how the City League's sifting out, it looks like they will be one of the top 3 teams in the city. So an exciting year for the fans and the players of Anthony Wayne.
Well, it is. And the Generals will try one more time to put one more goal on the board. McDonald got a shot. It kind of came off his stick funny, though, and that'll do it. 9-3 the final. The Anthony Wayne Generals defeat the Bowling Green Bobcats. We will take a break and put a bow on it right after we take this commercial timeout. Bowling Green falls to 0-3 on the early season. Anthony Wayne improves to 1-0. It was really a competitive match. 9-3 the final score. And I thought Bowling Green played much better than when we saw them on Monday night. They're continuing to build a program. And for Anthony Wayne, well, Coach Ross Melgren is looking for big things here in 2016.
Yeah, both teams look good. This is obviously the beginning of the year. There's some growing pains going on, but so a positive a push for Bowling Green is a much improved game from last week. And another positive push for Anthony Wayne. They're looking good as the game progressed. Their possession on offense was precise, and obviously the score reflected that.
Oliver Nedzwicki with a hat trick, as well as Connor Ludeman. They both had 3 goals for Anthony Wayne. And obviously we talked about Jimmy Gavarone, and we just seeing him out there for Bowling Green. He's a big weapon to have through the Bobcats. Your final thoughts?
Yeah, a lot of talent on both teams. Beginning of the year, I think this is a good place to start for both of them. We'll just see how the year fleshes out for both teams.
So that'll do it for Jim Pettis and our entire crew. I'm Joe Rognoski. Remind you that tonight's broadcast was brought to you in high def, courtesy of our good friends at Dave White Chevrolet. The place to go is Alexa Monroe. Dave White Chevrolet. So long, everybody.
Two, check 1, 2.